How to increase self-esteem. We all have times when we lack confidence and do not feel good about ourselves. But when low self-esteem becomes a long-term problem, it can have a harmful effect on our mental health and our day-to-day lives. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem is the opinion we have of ourselves. When we have healthy self-esteem, we tend to feel positive about ourselves and about life in general. It makes us better able to deal with life's ups and downs. When our self-esteem is low, we tend to see ourselves and our life in a more negative and critical light. We also feel less able to take on the challenges that life throws at us. Some people think of self-esteem as their inner voice or self-dialogue, the voice that tells you whether you are good enough to do or achieve something. Self-esteem is actually about how we value ourselves and our perceptions about who we are and what we are capable of. Here are some ways to improve your self-esteem. Be mindful. We can't change something if we don't recognize that there's something to change. By simply becoming aware of our negative self-talk, we begin to distance ourselves from the feelings it brings up. This enables us to identify with them less. Without this awareness, we can easily fall into the trap of believing our self-limiting talk. And as a meditation teacher, Alan Loco says, "Don't believe everything you think. Thoughts are just that, thoughts." As soon as you find yourself going down the path of self-criticism, gently note what it is that's happening. Be curious about it and remind yourself, these are thoughts, not facts. Change the story. We all have a narrative or a story we've created about ourselves that shapes our self-perceptions, upon which our core self-image is based. If we want to change that story, we have to understand where it comes from and where we received the messages we tell ourselves. Whose voices are we internalizing? Sometimes automatic negative thoughts like "you're fat" or "you're lazy" can be repeated in your mind so often that you start to believe they are true. According to Dr. Jessica Kobelins, these thoughts are learned, which means they can be unlearned. You can start with affirmations. What do you wish you believed about yourself? Repeat these phrases to yourself every day. Avoid falling into the compare and despair rabbit hole. Two key things I emphasize are to practice acceptance and stop comparing yourself to others, says psychotherapist Kimberly Hersherson. I emphasize that just because someone else appears happy on social media or even in person doesn't mean they are happy. Comparisons only lead to negative self-talk, which leads to anxiety and stress. Feelings of low self-worth can negatively affect your mental health, as well as other areas in your life, such as work, relationships, and physical health. Channel your inner rock star. Albert Einstein said, "Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid." We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Someone may be a brilliant musician, but a dreadful cook. Neither quality defines their core worth. Recognize what your strengths are and the feelings of confidence they engender, especially in times of doubt. It's easy to make generalizations when you mess up or fail at something, but reminding yourself of the ways you rock offers more realistic perspective of yourself. Exercise. Many studies have shown a correlation between exercise and higher self-esteem, as well as improved mental health. Exercising creates empowerment both physically and mental, says Debbie Mandel, author of Addicted to Stress, especially weightlifting where you can calibrate the accomplishments. Exercise organizes your day around self-care. She suggests dropping a task daily from your endless to-do list for the sole purpose of relaxation or doing something fun and seeing how that feels. Other forms of self-care, such as proper nutrition and sufficient sleep, have also been shown to have positive effects on one's self-perception. Forgiveness. Is there someone in your life you haven't forgiven? An ex-partner, a family member, yourself? By holding on to feelings of bitterness or resentment, we keep ourselves stuck in a cycle of negativity. If we haven't forgiven ourselves, shame will keep us in the same loop. Forgiving self and others has been found to improve self-esteem, says Shirolati, perhaps because it connects us with our innately loving nature and promotes an acceptance of people despite our flaws. He refers to the Buddhist meditation on forgiveness, which can be practiced at any time. If I have hurt or harmed anyone, knowingly or unknowingly, I ask forgiveness. If anyone has hurt or harmed me, knowingly or unknowingly, I forgive them. For the ways I have hurt myself, knowingly or unknowingly, I offer forgiveness. Remember that you are not your circumstances. Finally, learning to differentiate between your circumstances and who you are is key to self-worth. Recognizing inner worth and loving one's imperfect self provide the secure foundation for growth, says Srilandi. With that security, one is free to grow with enjoyment, not fear of failure, because failure doesn't change core worth. We are all born with infinite potential and equal worth as human beings. That we are anything less is a false belief that we have learned over time. Therefore, with hard work and self-compassion, self-destructive thoughts and beliefs can be unlearned. Taking the steps outlined above is a start in the effort to increase self-worth. Whereas Srilati says, to recognize self-worth, it already exists in each person. So that was all. Before leaving, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.